So, let's talk about when to get in and when to get out. I had some people ask me in the Discord today, should I stay? Should I take profit? What should I do? Joe and some of the other greats have told me, let your winners run, right? So, I'm not always going to be there to give you my input. I certainly wasn't today. So, it's important that you kind of understand when maybe to stay, when maybe to take profits. Is your setup good or not? And so that brings me to the tape or the time and sales and the level 2. This is going to be your ally in trading. This is one of the most important things other than the volume. But they both correlate to one another. So notice here, this is also very important, the average volume. And you see this yellow threshold line here. So not only is volume ramping, but it's ramping over the threshold more and more as the day goes on. So that's your first red flag. Also, you always have to consider, are we operating outside of a catalyst? Is this thing just testing again, or is there actually a reason that we're testing? And we did have a reason this time. We had that little news wire that came out saying that they were doing a partnership with a Japanese vehicle manufacturer. Where is it? There you go. A little pilot project with a global vehicle manufacturer. So we had a catalyst, and so that's good. You don't want to be operating outside of a catalyst, especially if this was the catalyst and you're all the way over here. So your next red flag, the next thing you want to look for is where are our levels at? You see I already drew them. But what was this thing doing before this, right? So we got this little pop right here where it tried to test some of these levels again and it couldn't. So this is the first level we need to break when market opens, in order for this run to continue. This wick is taking up a lot of the same region, so I'm not too concerned with that. This region in here, and then this is going to be the next level. So you got to look at potential areas where there's bag holders, people that got caught, when it pulled back the last time. So this trend line right here is kind of where it pushed off of, and it tested it a couple of times, you see here. So I like that one. And then here's our second level. So let's zoom in for the day. So in the pre-market, we kind of jump above that level. That's good. And then as market open continues, you see we had a little touch and turn action right there, but then it bounces and pushes off of it. So now we've reclaimed this level right here. We got some more touches, and it's actually starting to flag a little bit right there. So again, in order for this thing to continue, we have to break down the resistance set back in here, and we need to push through it and keep claiming these levels in order for the run to continue. That's how you know if it's going to be able to do it or not. If you see it get to these different points and it's fighting and it's struggling to get past it, well, then you know that you're in a troubled area. And so as we're running approaching said high, if we break it, generally speaking, it has a good chance of running. And just know that there's top watchers out there, man. There's people that are looking, waiting to see if this thing can break its high, and then they're going to load the boat with crazy size because they're day traders. They're just trying to jump in on the momentum and get out. And so not only is there top watchers, when we get to this point, their current high that was set back over here, so there's top watchers here obviously, but still at all these different levels they're there as well. Keep in mind there's stuff like TI. It's a scanning software, subscription software where it's literally just blurting out tickers that are at different stages, high of the day, breakouts, different stuff. So there is organized groups of people that are getting notifications that, hey, Frsx keeps pushing the high, right? So not only do you have people that are already watching this, watching tops, trying to get in at these different points, but you have people that are getting made aware of it at any given moment just because it's actually doing the thing, right? So always consider what's going on in the background. Who's trading this thing? You have this kind of crazy momentum. More momentum is going to come. So back to the volume. So order flow is everything. Joe doesn't even trade with a chart, right? Joe trades a $4 million crypto account just looking at the order flow. Now his terminal looks nothing like this, But there's plenty of people that use the tape, that use the level 2, and use order flow almost exclusively in deciding what they're going to do. The level 2 is going to show you what's going on in the background, and that's why I tell everyone you got to get a Webull account. You got to get a Webull account because the level 2 on Thinkorswim is very good, but it's not going to give you a visual like this. Oh, that's the wrong picture. So today I was looking at Frsx, and I was trying to determine if we were going to be able to overcome these walls here. We had about 100K and walls staggered, and they kept moving. You'll see in this picture that they actually get shifted up a couple cents when they get nibbled at. Alright, that's the wrong picture. You're just going to have to trust me. So the walls are getting shifted up. The wall initially started, there was one at 525, and I think there was one at like 530 or something like that. So we're trading over the 180, kind of bouncing back and forth on the 9. And the question started coming in at this point right here. So I drew a little flag. It bounced out of that flag, and once it broke that high, trended down a little bit, but then you see once it tests that high, that level, the day high at that point again, and it breaks it, notice what happens to the volume. So I was saying that, you know, we had some pretty serious walls we needed to break. And so if you look over here in this range, we're trading at about, and this is in the 100,000s range. So when we were in this little flag right here, I don't know, let's grab a medium one. There you go. So about 40K in that trading minute. So if you have 100K worth of walls ahead of you, it's going to be difficult to break through it with these levels, because you'll see it come up and test the level, it'll nibble at the wall a little bit, and then it'll trade down. And so that wall isn't meant to completely stop it. It's supposed to slow it, and then people see the rejection, and then others sell off, right? So in this period here, we were going to have trouble with the volume that we were getting on average to break through those walls. But as the volume started to ramp up, those walls mean nothing. I mean, look at this right here. In that trading window, that 1 minute candle, there's 400,000, right? So that wall, that's those two staggered walls, there are about 100,000 shares, means nothing. They're going to get absolutely blown away, which is why, you know, we talked about in the Discord, the walls got shifted up. They kept shifting them up, you know, because they weren't just going to let it blow away. They wanted to keep the pressure and try to hold the thing down. But it didn't work because the volume just started ramping through the roof. And I wasn't looking at it later in the day. I'm not sure if those walls got eaten or completely vanished, but it just continued to run at that point. So, you know, let your winners be winners. Don't cut it too early. You know, it's all according to your risk level, when you got in, you know, what's your fill. But the volume is everything. Follow the volume. The volume is the key. So if the level 2 is looking good, and this just takes time to learn, man. Just looking out of the corner of your eye, and before you know it, it'll come second nature. Yeah, so anyways, my point is, follow the volume, follow the order flow, see what's going on. You know, do you have people trying to hold this thing down? Is the level 2 looking sketchy? Is there giant walls set up that we may not be able to overtake? Is there traders trying to pump this thing up? You know, do you see it get to these different levels and you see lots of volume coming in, lots of large orders? You know, you could choke this down to get rid of some of the noise. I like to do that most of the time. I don't want to see small orders. I want to see the big ones. You know, when you get to these points and it's starting to get rejected, are you seeing 10,000, 10,000, 10,000? Is there someone over here with their active trader button open hitting sell, 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 or buy, 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 buy? You know, you see the same number repeating over and over again. You know, lots of times it's not just the same order. It's a trader or traders, you know, trying to either push the thing through a resistance level or, you know, validate the resistance level and hold it down. Where's the help? Where's the support? Do we have a chance of getting this back? The other day I was looking at SNDL. I was thinking about adding a position because I saw it drop. And then I saw this on the level 2. Look at those walls. This thing isn't going anywhere. Someone is holding this down, or, you know, people are holding this thing down, a group, right? So, you know, if you see that and you see your volume is in pretty much no man's land, you're not going to get through, I mean, what is that? Well over 1 million in volume worth of walls, right? So choose your battles wisely. Is it worth staying in this thing? Do we have a chance, or should I cut my losses or take profit and move on, right? But that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the down there. These videos always take a lot of time and they don't get a lot of views, so I don't make them very often. But let me know if you guys enjoy this, if you find it useful. We can do some other stuff and things like this. But that is all. Hit the thing, do the stuff, follow me on the stuff and things if you don't. Join the Discord, and I will catch you in the next one, traders.